Good morning, beautiful people. I know it's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute, you guys, since I've made a video. The last 2 months have been just a lot of taking time for self-reflection. We've had, friends and family come here. We've gone back to Wisconsin. Work has really been picking up for me. I got a big girl job, y'all. Like, I love the flexibility of working remote, but yeah, it's a lot. So just working on balancing like my personal, working on healing myself, being the best version of myself, that self-love, that self-trust and confidence. And now that I feel like I've got that down, like I just feel as an individual the most secure that I've ever felt. So I've been moving into the next chapter of things that I want to work on, which is finding my voice with loved ones, with friends, right? So I'm not missing out on connections. I've always really struggled with connecting with people and realizing that maybe it's just I wasn't putting myself out there, right? Or I was burned so many times where out of fear, out of getting hurt, I haven't want to put myself out there. But trying to let go of that and just find a lot of acceptance as well with loved ones. So really digging deep, looking in my heart, feeling my heart, allowing myself to feel all my feelings instead of process things so internally in my head. That's what I have always done. So the last couple of months has been a serious push and pull between my brain and between my heart. And the audiobook that I've been listening to, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, is transformational. I'm picking up on every single thing that he's saying. I've never read a book or listened to a book where just instantly clicks, yes, speaking to my soul. The next step, right, is to implement the practices and what I'm hearing and what I'm knowing, but doing that in my real day-to-day life. And a lot of the concepts in this audio book, are just teaching us that we are not our minds. A lot of us live in our heads and we believe that that is who we are, right? So there's our life, which is at the base, just at the most basic level, the human life that you are, and even dig deeper, right, in the soul that you are, and know that all of us come from the same place. There's this oneness, there's this connectedness at the beginning of life. And then we have our life experiences. So that's where, things happen to us and we develop personalities based off of it. We interests, maybe unfortunately, the bad things that have happened to us, they have shaped us in a negative way. And maybe they've shaped us in a positive way. And not to say that that's not great, rise from adversity, from circumstances is incredible. But when we keep playing over and over again the life story, we forget at the basic level the human that we are. And I think that's where we really struggle to connect with people, right? So you see people out there who are, maybe you think they're evil or they're bad people. And I don't believe that at the root of who we all are, of the oneness, of the connectedness. We are all the same. But yeah, when things happen to you, when you react a certain way, your life story is going to change, and that can be perceived by people externally as negative or positive. So not to say that we should excuse people for going around and being, bad or just displaying negative traits. I can really empathize with every single human being. I've been in so many different headspaces, mindsets in my life. I've felt every single feeling and emotion that you could feel on such an intense level. And for many years, I just didn't know how to process that. I wasn't taught how to process that, how to talk about that, how to feel my body. So along with this audiobook, and of course you guys know meditation once a day, even just 10 minutes, I've noticed the most difference over the last couple months. I've had so many moments of stillness and peace and joy, and I'm not even doing anything, right? I'm not chasing, I'm gonna do this condition and then it's gonna give me a positive outcome. I'm just allowing myself to be present, to experience each moment as it comes, to feel grounded, so that when I am in those moments where there's external factors outside of my control, which is life, like that happens all the time, I'm not reacting out of fear or anger or my ego's need to be right. Like I'm really just trying to stay grounded and know that that peace and that light is from within me. And we don't have to react. We don't always have to react. And that's hard. That's hard. You know, I relate to Matt with like the principality thing. There's so many just unspoken like rules of the world, you know, that you understand so effortlessly. It's like, why doesn't everyone else, why doesn't the collective just get these basic, like how to be a good human, common sense, right? But at the end of the day, so many different life circumstances, right? We're not in control of other people's belief systems. In our minds, most people's minds are so freaking stubborn. Like it is their way or the highway. So I want to challenge you guys a little bit to accept things for what they are. Accept that you can't control other people, their thoughts, their actions. You can't, but you can control how you show up for yourself and for the collective. And I'm just trying to put light and brightness out there, and knowing I'm not going to agree with everyone and not everyone's going to be my friend. Like I don't have to walk around being, you know, fake and, oh, everyone's so great, but just allowing things to be as they are, to accept things. We're going to have different relationships on varying levels of closeness, right? But yeah, I try not to spew hate. I really don't. I've had my moments for sure. Oh my gosh, in high school, like when I was really going through it mentally, and you know, people just pick and poke. They just poke you so many times, and it's eventually you do like explode. Everything bubbles over because I wasn't expressing, you know, this made me feel a certain way. I didn't know how to speak up for myself. I didn't know how to stand up for myself. So I just took a lot of that on, and in return pushed it back out into the world. So that's really what the last 2 months have been about. I mean, well beyond the past 2 months, right? But just kind of why I haven't been making videos. We found that self-love, and now we're like, I want to love everyone else. Not like literally, but there's just no reason for hate in my heart. It's not doing anything for me. It's not doing anything for the collective of our species, right? We're in a situation that we don't like. We can either accept it, we can remove ourselves, or we can try to change the situation. That's the three options that we have. And when it comes to my close relationships, my husband, my friends, my family, like of course those individual people are gonna have little like quirks about their personality maybe that I don't necessarily like. Like at just the most basic level, differences. We all have our different preferences. Learning to fully accept people for who they are, no conditions. It's not like, oh yeah, we have a great time, we click on a lot of things, but they do this, they don't do that. I've definitely done that in my relationships. I've overanalyzed, I've expected a lot from people. It's been like such a blessing for me to feel my feels, to love myself, and now working on accepting my loved ones for exactly the way that they are. I don't want to change them. We all have more in common with each other than we realize. Like if you can literally step into someone's soul, I don't know. I've been having so many moments lately where like I see other people and like I feel like I'm them. I feel like I'm my dad. I feel like I'm my mom, my husband, friends, even people that I don't know personally. Like you just see them like going through it on TV or whatever it is. Like I've been there. Like, as humans, we literally felt all the same things. And that gets lost. And again, I'm not like justifying people's negative behavior, but we need to think about that more. We need to be kinder to each other and just realize, like, it's freaking hard. The human experience is so hard. It's not anything you can prepare for. It's literally just like, here you go. Especially, you know, once you get into adulthood, if you didn't have the privilege of like having really intense resources, a lot of us just have to figure it out on our own, and learning to step away from people, you know, who don't serve you, with no hate or negativity at all. It's just like, you're not my person. And then realizing there's so many good people in our life that sometimes we push away, unfortunately, because we are so like nitpicky and we expect everything and we expect them to read our minds. And it's like, no, when you find your people, you freaking hold on to your people. You are loyal to your people, and they're gonna have things about them you don't like, and you have things that they don't like about you. But for the first time, I'm just like, have this big picture mindset. So many things have freaking clicked for me. Like I said, I feel this oneness, I feel this wholeness. I've never been religious before, but spirituality being brought into my life, and right, it's been little pieces over the last several years, last like 4 years, honestly, have been such a blessing to heal, to catch myself when I'm acting a certain way in any situation, right? If I just like react, like really digging deep and be like, why did I react that way? Because there's always a reason. There's always a reason. And when you're living unconsciously, and what I mean by that is just going through like the flow, the habits and routines that you've established, the only way to break those and change and be better is to be conscious, to be very, very conscious about just everything that's happening around you. And the way to do that is to be present in every single moment, to be grounded, not worrying about the past, not feeling shameful or regretful or guilty. We've all felt those feelings, but you don't have to do that to yourself. You're literally doing that to yourself. You are causing yourself suffering by not accepting what has happened and appreciating what is in this moment. And likewise, not being anxious thinking about the future. You know, this one, you know, I've really resolved a lot of my past stuff. Every now and then stuff has come up that I have to handle about the past, but it was like the past that I used to worry about, and then so the depression, right? And then it came to a place of where I was experiencing all this anxiety because I was so worried about the future. I've processed a lot, I've grown a lot, and I just, if I can help even a single person, like, you're not stuck, you're not your mind, you're not your thoughts, okay? You're your soul. Everything you feel, like the human experience, it's so beautiful. It's painful, it's raw. We need to let go of some things. We need to accept things and people for who they are and welcome them with a loving embrace, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. The next second is not guaranteed. Like, literally, this is all we have, is this moment right here. Practice. Like, if you just practice being mindful, right? So slowing down when you're making your breakfast, pay attention to any noises you may hear. Like, I love in my office just being so close to my window, I can hear the birds chirping. And then any moment where you're like, oh, you tune in, right? Your focus, that's you being present. So just practice that, practice that, practice that. Practice that self-love, that self-compassion. Because you have to love yourself first. You have to do some like serious healing with yourself before you're able to fully love and accept other people in your life and show up for them in the best way that you can. Now, whether or not those people, you know, those people necessarily aren't going to go through like this journey, right? So I'm going through this healing, this spiritual journey, I don't expect a single person in my personal life to follow that same path. And I'm not going to have resentment like, oh, you know, why aren't they doing it? Why aren't they working on this? So many different human experiences that we have. We all have our different things. So give each other grace, compassion, ourselves. And just know ultimately the most of us are doing the absolute best that we can with the circumstances that we have. And it's not hard to get stuck in your head, to get stuck in your own way, and to be convinced that like you're stuck in this circumstance. These things happen to you. You can only go so far with that. But once you can like break that cycle, that mental barrier, and realize like, no bitch, you can literally get up every single day with a clean slate. It is. It literally is that simple. And that's what's like so mind-blowing. And no judgment for anyone who doesn't, you know, fully grasp that concept. Like obviously it's taken me time, but once you do, I just don't know if there's any like going back from there. I just have to remember to stay present, to stay grounded when I'm going through stressful situations that are bound to come up in the future. But I'm not going to stress about that and worry about that right now. I'm going to be fully present, fully engaged in what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to have that self-trust, self-confidence within myself that I'm going to take care of business. Whatever comes up, whenever it comes up, I will handle it. And the best way that I can handle that is by just being present in every moment, by being aware, by being conscious, and really slowing down. I'm glad to be back. I mean, I've been around, I've been in the lives, but I miss making videos for you guys, and I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope everyone's feeling blessed. Even if you're a little stressed, we're blessed. Because we woke up. We have another day, another shot, another opportunity to make of it what we want. Love you guys.